1st of this year. He said, now I am issuing an order and a decree, because I'm president, because I can do it under Obamacare. I'm going to say that every woman in the United States now can get for free all the birth control pills they want, all the reproductive devices they want, and the morning after abortion pill. So he's ordering all private insurance companies, no matter if they want to or not, they must now offer the morning after abortion pill, and it has to be free to all women. Now think of what that means. You have a president deciding what pills or what procedures will be offered and to whom and at what price. That is a medical dictator. That's what Obamacare has given to us. And so whether you agree with abortion or don't agree with abortion, I'm 100% pro-life from conception until natural death.
Yes.
But I firmly believe that it is wrong for the government to tell us that we have to violate our moral conscience. Because you see, under Obamacare, we are forced to pay for this health care. We are forced to buy it, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, whether we want to have our own system of health care or not. We are all forced into this one system. And so we will all be forced, for those of us who disagree with abortion and believe it is a moral wrong, we will now be forced to violate our moral conscience and pay for other people's abortions. Never before has that happened in the United States. It's a stunning level of power. And the only time that we'll have to be able to ever get rid of this system is in 2012 with this presidential election. We'll never have another opportunity. Why do I say that? Because in this bill that took over 1/6 of the American economy, there was also a provision made for $105,464,000,000. Now this is a lot of money. Iowa spends on its annual budget about, is Kent Sorensen, you in here? The state senator?
Yes.
Okay, Kent, is it $6 billion?
Our budget? Yes. Just under. Actually, it's the first time it's been under $6 billion since in a couple of years, but it's just under $6 billion.
Okay, now this is Kent Sorensen. He's a state senator. Do we have any other state senators or state reps here tonight?
No.
Okay, we got Kent Sorensen. He's from Indianola, and I want to commend your Iowa legislature. This is something they do really well. Iowa state law says the legislature can't spend more than 99% of what they take in. Only this year it was 95%. Right?
Yes, I believe it was 95%.
95%. If only the federal government would be half as smart as Iowa. That's all I can say. I'm very proud of you guys there. Well, under Obamacare, as I said, $105,464,000,000. The reason why I want to pull out Kent to verify that the Iowa annual budget is $6 billion is because, think of this, $105 billion is in Obamacare. This is just a kickstart it. That's how expensive this thing is, just kickstart it. Well, think of the Iowa budget, $6 billion. Obamacare, just to kickstart it, $105 billion. This is an enormous amount of money. This money has already been written in post-dated checks. President Obama has them in his back pocket. He's pulling these checks out and he's cashing them, billions and billions and billions of dollars to implement Obamacare. It doesn't fully go into effect until after this election. That's why I say to you, we have one chance. Because once this gets implemented, which will happen, they're starting to put it into place now, but it will fully come online after the election. Once it comes online, it's just going to be almost impossible to get rid of it. And that's why, with everything that's within me, when I was in Washington, D.C., I fought it. I brought 40,000 Americans. I led them to Washington to fight this system because I knew what it was going to mean. It's the biggest job killer in the United States. Did you know that? It is literally killing millions of jobs, and UBS put out a study this summer that said that it is the biggest job killer in the United States. Here's something else it does. It steals over $500 billion. That's over $500 billion. It steals over $500 billion out of Medicare to put in Obamacare. So if you're on Medicare right now, Oh my word. What you're looking at is a collapsing system. And I was in the White House this summer, and I said, I was with other members of Congress, and we said to President Obama, what are you going to do to fix Medicare? Because it's going to be dead flat broke in 9 years. What are you going to do? That's the hospital Part B trust fund. And he mumbled a little bit, and he didn't say anything. And so we asked him again. We thought maybe he didn't hear. And so then he mumbled a little bit, didn't say anything. So we gave him a third chance. And on his third chance, you know what he said? ObamaCare. So you know what that means? The president is intending, in all likelihood, that Medicare is going to collapse. He knows it. And then everybody is poured into ObamaCare. Well, you know how ObamaCare works? You're going to love this. He is going to have 15 political appointees, and this board's called IPAB. And this board will make all the major health care decisions for the United States. 15 political appointees are going to make our health care decisions. I don't know about you, but I can't imagine 15 people in Mason City making all the health care decisions for everybody in Mason City, let alone the entire country. I'll be happy to answer your question in just a minute. So think of this. 15 people will be making all the decisions. So here's just a hypothetical for you. Imagine if they decide they're going to allocate a certain amount of money for hip replacements, and they decide we got enough money this year for 10,000 hip replacements, but you happen to be 10,001. What are you going to do? Well, under Obamacare, there's no right of appeal, and you can't sue. It's sorry, Charlie, you're out of luck. And when you have that kind of stunning power with the president, that the president can say, well, we're just not even going to offer hip replacements this year. He has a stunning level of power. And this board is going to make those decisions. And that's it. That is not America. That is not what we do. We have the best health care in the world because we've been a free market system of health care. That's what I want to bring back to America. So I want you to know my pledge right now. As President of the United States, I promise you, I am not going to rest until we repeal Obamacare. It's not true, and you have to show his evidence of that being true, but it's not. And also, I think it's important to note that there really are haters, and the haters are the president of Iran and the mullahs, who've already stated their desire is to be their genocidal maniacs. They want to take Israel off the face of the map. That's haters. That's a hater. I'm not a hater. They're haters. And it's not the Iranian people. My quarrel is not with the people of Iran, but it's the leadership in Iran that has made that statement. Those are the haters. And your second question is on immigration. As I said, I believe that we build the fence, secure the border, and we follow our deportation laws, the laws of the land. And I think that's what we need to do. Is follow the laws of the land and make English the official language of the United States government. The proposal was talked about in the debates by Newt Gingrich regarding people that are here for 25 years in the community and have already blended into society and that sort of thing. I understand that, but that isn't where Newt Gingrich really has come down on. He signed a letter in the Wall Street Journal where he said that he is in support of making 11 million illegal aliens legal. He wants to give them a red card, and he talked about that in the debate. That's a very different thing than people that are here 25 years. That's very different. When you make 11 million illegal workers legal, that's an amnesty for illegals to be here in the United States and become legal. He wants to give them red cards. And what that would mean, quite frankly, is within literally a couple of months, there'd be a huge movement that would rise up that would say this: we can't have second-class citizens in the United States, and this is discriminating against these people. And it wouldn't even be a year, and it would be full-blown amnesty. This is a big issue, because we did have amnesty under Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan said, well, it'll be 1 million people, and I think Newt Gingrich voted for that amnesty. It will be 1 million people, and then we'll be done. Well, it wasn't 1 million, it was 3 million. And all it did is it brought more people in. If we would give that red card to them, all that would be is an inducement and a magnet to bring more people in. Here's part of the issue. About 2 weeks ago, Mark Stein wrote a column, and he said 50% of the Mexican population has moved north of the border. Think of that. 50% of the Mexican population. This is having a very real effect and impact on our economy. We got high unemployment in this country. We've got high unemployment. And there's a lot of people who are American citizens who need jobs and are looking for jobs. And that's why, you know, we've got to enforce our laws that are on the books, and that's what I'm going to do as President of the United States.
Would you continue to extend unemployment?
Pardon?
Would you continue to extend unemployment time after time?
No, I've already come out on that issue. I said that I would not extend that because we are broke. We are dead broke. We were $8.67 trillion in debt the day I came into office. I think I told you that. Today it's $15 trillion. And so think of it. Let me put it this way. This year we spent $3.7 trillion, but we only took in $2.2 trillion in revenue, which means we went in the hole. $1.5 trillion. So now think of it this way. Think of it this way. Okay, I know. I'm going to end. Back off, you guys. Think of it this way.
There's that slide.
Yeah, I know. Now imagine if your income this year was $22,000, but your family spent $37,000. So you're in the hole at the end of the year, $15,000. And then the next year, you make $22,000, but you spend $37,000. I'm telling you, you wouldn't be living too long like that, would you? The sheriff would come, and your stuff would be on your driveway. You'd be done. Well, we are the government. This is the nonsense that's been going on. That's why as President of the United States, I'm going to do what Iowa does. I'm going to do what my husband and I do in our business and our family. We don't spend any more than what we take in. We just don't. That's what the government has to do, not keep spending. And right now, unemployment is 99 weeks, 2 years. I talked to a guy who has a business in North Dakota. He can't hire people because he said people are staying on unemployment because they want to get all 99 weeks. Now, look, I don't begrudge people who lose the job. I understand it's tough times. It's tough times. But we have got to get our financial house in order. And I'm the one who is going to do it. So I need your help. I need your support. Come out on January 3rd, and we're going to win this thing. And we're going to send a shockwave around the